This, to me, is a Greater Pilton. Never mind dividing it up into, it's Greater Pilton, and I'm quite proud of being in Greater Pilton. I always say you come through the bridge at Crew Toll there, and you get into God's chosen country.
I suppose it was quite a strange place to me initially, because I'd come from the northeast of Scotland, so I was a country boy. So not only was I moving to Edinburgh, I was moving to a housing scheme. But very soon I settled in and just felt the kind of warmth of the place.
I always remember that the hogmanay there were brilliant, because you just went in and out of everybody else's house. Well, there was a real community feeling. You didn't worry about leaving your door open.
There was a local dancing round the corner at the community centre, and there was another dance hall just where the high flats are now in West Pilton, and that was called the Cheese Box. So there was a cheese box and there was a community centre. So we danced the night away to the accordion and whatever music that anybody brought with them.
It was wide open, it was countryside, the sea was just down the road, cramming, there was sand, you know. So I know from talking to my mum and dad, this was a tremendous place, right? They loved it, the inside toilets, all the things that meant that working class people's lives were improving, were getting better.
North Edinburgh had a really vibrant campaigning history and loads of tenants groups and different activist groups.
They were going to put 2 and 6 on the rent. That time wages weren't big, and 2 and 6 was a lot of money. We all went up to City Chambers, and as you know, the gallery's small, and we were evicted. We ended up, the bairn needs a nappy changed, because it was freezing outside and we were there. If you're that cold, go home. We went, no, we're not defeating, we're not doing it.
The whole thing about the era in the 70s was the beginning of the end of the post-war boom.
I think what happened was bigger political issues. The economy started to implode.
Poverty started to creep back in. Class divisions started to get bigger, wider.
Well, in terms of problems, there were problems of dampness in most of the schemes throughout the city, and it was about how the houses were constructed. how they were poorly insulated and inadequately heated.
They built a place called West Granton, which had more car parks and spots per head of the population than anywhere probably in the world. Why? Because they thought that everybody would have cars, and that they thought that you didn't need to have cinemas and restaurants and all that local, and better shops local.
People lose heart when they are up against it. So it's either fight back or sink.
One of the best ones I remember was we'd built a cardboard bulldozer, quite a big bulldozer, because we were proposing to bulldoze some of the houses and certainly bully some of the tenants out their houses. So we created a diversion where the biggest group went to go through. You'll remember the revolving door at the city chambers. So suddenly 40, 50 people head for that en masse. And of course that takes all the attention of the officials. And a smaller group went in the side door, into the lift, up the lift with this bulldozer about this size, and put it right on the table where the housing meeting was going to be.
We used to think it was okay to occupy the council. You know, we used to go into the council and sit all the kids on the council chairs and take over the council for a few hours in protest. We used to stand outside the Usher Hall at the time of the festival and demand that Edinburgh wasn't just about the festival and fur coats.
It was very much about being vocal and protesting. In fact, there was even kind of court cases and everything, you know, I mean, kind of people being arrested during demonstrations.
It was a serious issue, but you're able to sort of campaign in a different way. It wasn't purely sitting around meetings all the time. It was sometimes doing daft wee stunts like dressing up outside the Western and stuff like that. And I've always been very keen on dressing up.
It was that, you know, campaigning. It wasn't going along to a meeting with an agenda that's been set by somebody else and sitting and hoping that you get your tuppence worth, and we try to reverse it, you know, get them to come and listen to us. It was a different era, but it was certainly kind of an in the streets activity. It wasn't a briefcase activity.
Throughout the history of North Edinburgh, Greater Pilton, whatever, people down here have had to fight that wee bit harder for everything that they achieve. I mean, it's always been a case of having to fight and campaign for things.
You never ever in your life do anything on your own. You do it because other folk share your dreams and they share your ambitions.
I mean, that's something that you can't just plant that in an area. I mean, that's something that grows up for the grassroots. And that's what makes us a bit special. In areas like Craigmillan and Wester Hailes, they've been the same. It's been led for the bottom up. And I mean, that's key. I mean, it's not for people up there saying this is what your area needs. The people that know are the people that live here.
Being involved in the community gives you that optimism and keeps you alive.
I think you make a difference. In a small way you make a difference. You can change things. You can shape things.
I think you get a sense of achievement when things go right and a sorrow when things go wrong.
Sometimes you just got to stand up. You just got to say, I'm not having this. And that's at least the starting point.
But you've got to love your community. You really have got to. I've got a lot of faith in the community. I don't like what the council's doing to the community now. I don't like it at all. But I have a voice like everybody else, and I'm not frightened to say anything nowadays.
Things can start small, and if you've got the right fight and you stick to it, then I can see you can win.